Well, how you guys, everybody doing here on this Tuesday evening or wherever you happen to be in this great world, I guess. Little thing here, a little side note. Condolences out to Penny Marshall's family. She passed away this afternoon at the age of 75. Was the director of A League of Their Own. Was also in Laverne and Shirley. So Penny Marshall will be missed. Of course, Gary Marshall. Everybody knows her brother. So I just wanted to kind of get that out of the way, and I also wanted to. I'll throw something in at the end about this whole Trump wall thing, but um, real quick, we want to talk a little baseball because that's really heating up right now as far as free agency. We'll save basketball for next week. Really, standings and everything's kind of been shifted up a little bit. Pacers seem to be up until a little bit ago had a 7 game winning streak, but everything's kind of sitting the same. Lakers are starting to come on. Warriors next week. We'll kind of do a little bit more in depth with basketball, baseball, and football next week. But we're gonna do football, of course, and then I'll do more college next week. A lot of the bowl games I looked at, I didn't really want to pick. Next week, it's a really good slate of games. Even the semifinal of the playoff is on, so we'll get into that next week. Real quick here, we're talking about baseball. Some good moves happened in this past week. Mets are really looking like they're loading up. They got Wilson Ramos on a free agent deal. Um, they feel like they're. I feel like they're in win now mode. Michael Brantley is going to the Astros. Also, Nelson Cruz might be going to the Astros. Got a lot of shifting around. Ian Kinsler is with the Padres now. He signed on a 2-year deal. Pirates are interested in Troy Tulowitzki, as many of you know, the former Rockies shortstop and Blue Jays shortstop. So we'll see how these things go with these winter meetings coming up. A lot of people are saying that Bryce Harper may not get that long-term deal. They want to give him short-term deals as opposed to giving him that $300-400 million as opposed that he was supposed to get. We'll see where it goes. I'm interested to see what happens. I like some of the moves the Mets made, but let's see what happens. I think Atlanta is still the front runner in that division. The Mets have to get this thing together to really be a contender in my book. Real quick here, NFL, Chargers and the Bears clinched playoff berths last week. I didn't really get to see much of football this week. A lot of things were busy this week. I've been putting in a lot of work trying to prepare for this vacation, of course, money and everything. So I did see that the Chargers beat the Chiefs 29-28. I ended up losing that game. I had the Chiefs in that game. Houston beat the Jets 29-22, and I think that they got in too. If I'm not mistaken. I didn't write that down, but I apologize. Houston does get into the playoffs. They are now 10-4. Cleveland beat Denver 17-16. Cleveland keeps their playoff hopes alive. Remember last year 0-16. Now they're 6-7-1. That tie really helped them out. So who would have thought that going after week one? Baltimore beat. I'm gonna go through all the games here. Baltimore beat Tampa Bay 20-12. Buffalo beat Detroit 14-13. Chicago beats Green Bay 24-17 and wins the division in the NFC North for the first time since 2010. Congrats there. Minnesota beat Miami 41-17. Atlanta beat Arizona 40-14. Cincinnati beats Oakland 30-16. Indianapolis beats Dallas 23-0, and probably one of the more surprising results of the week. Not that Indy won, just how they won. Washington beats Jacksonville 16-13. Tennessee beats the Giants 17-0. 49ers upset Seattle 26-23 in overtime. Pittsburgh beats New England 17-10. Philadelphia upsets the Rams 30-23 in last night's game. The Saints beat the Panthers 12-9. So I got the Houston game right, I got the Pittsburgh game right, and I got the Saints game. So I went 3 out of 6 last week. I didn't get the upset, which was the Giants over the Titans, but still a pretty good week of football. A lot of people are saying now with these big teams like the Rams, the Saints, not really scoring a lot of points on offense. I think these guys are just really saving themselves for the playoffs, but we'll see what happens. New England doesn't seem to be the power that they used to be. The AFC, maybe has shifted a little bit. The tiebreaker still goes to the Chiefs, but we'll see if they got a big game coming up this Sunday night against the Seahawks. Chargers have Baltimore this Saturday night. We'll get into those games in a second, but I'm really, really looking forward to what happens with the rest of the remaining 2 weeks. Of course, as I said before, I will be going to the Chargers-Broncos game in Denver in a couple of weeks. Oops, I wasn't supposed to say that. Somebody watching doesn't know that I'm going, and they're supposed to be going with me, but it's okay. Whoopsie. Maybe she doesn't watch this episode. So let's go move forward to this week. And we have the 6 games that I will pick. Also, I'll go down through the whole list of games. Washington, Tennessee, Baltimore at the Chargers, Los Angeles, Tampa Bay's at Dallas, Minnesota at Detroit, Jacksonville, Miami, Buffalo at New England, Green Bay at the Jets, Atlanta at Carolina, Cincinnati at Cleveland in the Battle of Ohio, the Giants at the Colts, Houston at Philadelphia, Rams at Arizona, Chicago's at San Francisco. Big game Sunday afternoon between the Steelers and the Saints. Saints win this game on Sunday. They will clinch the #1 seed in the NFC. Kansas City at Seattle. And then the Monday nighter, the season finale of Monday Night Football, Denver at Oakland. And ESPN will get a playoff game in the wild card round, too. So let's get out of the way here. Washington at Tennessee. I will take Tennessee to beat Washington in that game. Chargers, Ravens, I will take the Chargers at home. Another game I looked at, Houston at Philadelphia. I will take Houston on the road to beat Philly. Pittsburgh, Oakland, or Pittsburgh and New Orleans, I am taking the Saints to beat the Steelers at home. Sunday night, I will take Kansas City to beat Seattle. And then my upset will be Monday night, Oakland over Denver. So that's going to be how that goes for this week. So Titans, Chargers, Texans, Saints, Chiefs, and the Raiders are the upset. We'll see what happens there. A lot of other games to pick too. There's a lot of good games here this week. A lot of good meaningful games. A couple of games that you look at and you're like, well, who cares? But they're still playing a season, so let's see how they finish this season out. Yeah, I don't know if I really want to talk about Trump or not. I don't really care to, but you know. He wants $5 billion for a wall. Why don't he pay it for himself? That's all I'm gonna say. So I hope everybody has a great week. I will be back late Monday night. I don't want to do anything Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. So late Monday night, I will go through. We'll see what's going on in baseball. Kind of give a little bit of an in-depth look at basketball. It's going to be maybe a little longer of an episode. Talk college football, talk NFL. And then we'll see what else is going on. Other things come up in the news. We'll see what happens there. But as for now, have a blessed week, and I will see you next week.